Hi guys, it's me Faye here at Faye Dusk, and today I am doing a video for my Back to Basics series, which for those of you, I've only done one or two videos on that series. It's in a playlist anyway, so you can find it, but I'll probably redo those two videos anyway, because I've got like better ideas and stuff now. But for those of you who are wondering what Back to Basics is, it's almost like a Wicca 101 sort of thing, just sort of like giving you a sort of like a sort of taster of like a topic and stuff, and then you can sort of hopefully giving you ideas and inspiration to like research more and things like that if you're interested and want to learn more. And I just didn't really want to call it Wicca 101 because everyone seems to, so yeah. So today's video is going to be my personal top 5 picks or top 5 books for new like Wiccans or pagans or witches, well sort of specifically more tailored towards like Wiccans basically. Well then, let's get started. So for my first book, bear with me a second, I'll just grab it, is this one by Fiona Horn called Witching, and it was $6.99 when I got it, and I got it when it came out, so that was over 10 years ago, probably maybe like 12 or, yeah, maybe 12 years, something like 11, 12 years. So yeah, so you'll probably be able to get it really cheap. I mean, if you want it second hand, you can get it, be able to get it really cheap off eBay, or even if you want a new copy, I'm sure it's really cheap. But this has been one of my favourites, and I've always, for a long time, always referred back to this. And I love Fiona Horn anyway, as I'm sure you know. I always go on about her in quite a lot of my videos when I'm talking about books and stuff. And I don't know, I just find her really amazing, and I don't know, personally, I just, you know, sometimes when you feel like you click with someone and their writing and their work and their energy, and I just, like, find that with her. I don't think she released, I mean, I follow her on Facebook and stuff, and I don't think she hasn't released any books for quite a while. I think she's back with her, like, punk band now, and I know she has, like, her, she has a license, aircraft flying license, like, for small, aircrafts and stuff, so I know she does that. But anyway, back to the book. So this is obviously geared towards teens and sort of like younger witches. So obviously, like when I discovered the craft, I was coming up to my teens. So a lot of my books, which to be fair, I find really good, and I still use them even though I'm really not in my teens anymore. Like I find them really good, and I still use them. So this book, I'll read the synopsis for you. I can't even say that properly. It says, ever wanted to try your hand at magic? With Fiona Horn, you can learn everything you wanted to know about witchcraft and starting to see the world in a real way. Witching is packed with spells, advice, ideas, and inspiration to make school, home, parents, and life as good as they can get. It's also full of Fiona's insights into her own teen years and how magic can help, and it includes spells for studying and magic, how to forgive and forget, perfect parents spell, and first kiss spell. And it's just, I just really like it. If I go to the beginning, and then obviously you've got an intro, and I really like as well that she's got these like illustrations all throughout the book, like different ones. You can see, I just thought they were really cool. So she obviously gives like an introduction, like about just very basic about witchcraft and magic and stuff, sort of geared towards teens and how it can help you, and then she sort of answers questions in it as well. So there's a question like, Fiona, why weren't you a teen witch? And she sort of answers that, and she's given tips on getting the most out of the book, and she's talks about sort of like using your intuition, and she talks about the witch's laws, which I think is good. So she doesn't just talk, it's literally not just, you don't just pick up and it's just a spell book. It, especially for like teens and stuff and people who first come into the craft, it's really important, I feel, that they know that like Wicca and witchcraft isn't just about doing spells. Like it's a faith and a way of life, and that you have to be ever mindful of the law of three and all that sort of thing. And she also, when she was writing the book, she had teen witches from across the world like write on her website with any sort of like questions they wanted answered. So she includes quite a few different ones, and she gives sort of answer. Shall I try and find a good question? Fiona, I have been practicing witchcraft for around 3 years now, and your books are some of the best I have read. I am now only 15 and still interested in Wicca and similar subjects, as I've been brought up with a witchy history thanks to my grandmother, and met many interesting people, including you. I was wondering if you had any tips on what sort of things should we practice every day and on heightening psychic energies. I'm grateful for any ideas you might have. Thanks heaps and good luck with the new book. It'll be great, I'm sure. Blessed be, love, Catherine. And then she says, I suggest good visualization exercise like the ones in the hot spell tips. See page 71. Which will help focus and intensify your psychic powers. In addition to doing these daily, the best tip I can give you is to trust that you are psychic and that it is an innate human ability available to anyone who chooses to uncover it. There is such a thing as witch blood though, and you might have been lucky enough to score some through your grandma. If not, don't panic. Hard work can generally do just as much as a little magical sparkle in your genes. So yeah, so she just answers loads of like different sort of like, obviously they're sort of teen questions, so, but it's just yeah, so there's a chapter on that, which is really interesting. And then we sort of get into it, and it's like, what is a real witch? And she answers that. And then there's this blow it away spell, which is sort of like getting rid of like negativity and stuff. And yeah, so there's loads. And then she has about the 4 magical principles: to know, to will, to dare, to be silent. And she has about White Witch, Black Witch, self-dedication ritual, which is really cool if you want to do that. About hereditary witch, a little bit about hereditary witchcraft, about the burning times, about Gaia, about the elements, guardians, and then raising power, casting a circle, about tools, and about the Sabbats, and chants and meditations and spells. And what I like about these is because it is a beginner's book and because it's geared towards teens as well, I find that the spells and stuff in here, obviously they're really like simple to use. Like this is only like my personal opinion, I don't like spells, when I find spells when I don't use my own, that are like really super elaborate and you have to have like loads of different hard to come by ingredients, and you have to have a precise time and day and whatever that you do the spell, and you have to do it in a certain way, and it's a really like elaborate ritual. And I prefer this sort of simplistic approach, so that's another thing that I really like about this book, is that these spells are simple and easy to do, but they're effective. And yeah, so there's just the different chapters, obviously like home life, love, and she even talks about teen sex and like body awareness, and sort of her point she's trying to get across is not to feel pressured and all that sort of stuff. And I like that she talks about her own experiences, and they're nowhere near from perfect, but people can sort of like learn from them and stuff. So yeah, just loads of different things in here, and I would definitely recommend this book if you're just starting out, or even if you're not and you haven't heard of her or you haven't read any of her stuff. I would definitely recommend this one. Another one, and I have, to be fair, I have more than 5, but I literally just grabbed 5 off my shelf that I thought were quite good. So this one is 5 Easy Steps to Becoming a Witch, and it's by Jilly Sergey. I can't say her last name. But it does have like a jacket cover, but I really don't know what happened to the jacket cover. And this was from my my best friend in school, Siobhan. She gave it to me. So I don't know, she must have done something with the jacket. But yeah, I've had this one probably about the same time as that one, at least 10 years. And I really like this one. I like that it's small as well, so it's compact and you can carry it around with you. And I don't know, I just like the way it's laid out. And then I like that each page has a board around it as well. I don't know, it just makes it easier to focus like on the words and stuff. And there's like really nice illustrations and things. So like pretty much most like pagan or Wicca books, there's sort of like an introduction, and then the first step is gods and goddesses and elementals and your guardian angel. And so each chapter obviously is the 5 steps, and the second steps is about appearance. The third step is herbs, salts, oils, candles, incense, string, ribbon, cord, and magical stone. Which was basically tools. I think I just read something. Yeah, tools. That was right, it was tools. That was just a page. And then the fourth step. So obviously, and it includes all about the Sabbats and loads of stuff. And it includes about your Book of Shadows and about the Watchtowers. And the fourth step is spells and special recipes. Then... And then the fifth one, I'm just flicking through because I can't remember as I haven't read this in a long time. This is another one I've read a few times, and I like that it has about Sabbats. And the fifth one is client and mystical specialties. And it basically, the client, she just uses that as a term for someone that sort of like needs your like help or like services. And so yeah, so it's just like, and then that's it. And she has about usage and about contents and about a carry altar, sort of like a portable altar, which is what I want to make, so it's good if you travel a lot and stuff. But I just really like this book. Again, it's nice and simple. I like the way it's laid out, and I like that it's hardback as well, so it's not going to get damaged easily, and it's cool that it's black as well. And yeah, so I just thought that this was another really good book, and I read this a lot over the years. I really liked this book. So it was another one that I would definitely recommend. And the really cool thing about doing these videos, now I've just literally looked through these first two books, I'm just like, oh my god, I really want to read these books again. I just feel inspired to read them again. So, because I haven't read them for a long time, and now that I'm an adult, I'm 26, maybe the way I interpret it might be different, so it might be quite interesting to read them again. So I think I'm going to read them again when I get a chance. As you know, my reading list is huge. But so the next one, third one, is Everyday Spells for Teenage Witches, for a teenage witch, by Marie Bruce. And she's another one, you know, that I've mentioned in loads and loads and loads of my videos as being one of my favourite authors. And this one, I think it was given by my friend Siobhan as well, and obviously because it's a teen book, it's geared towards teens, but I personally think that anyone can read it. And she has all about the witchcraft and how magic works and how spells manifest. She's got about choosing your magical name and like a dedication ritual, and then she has about tools, personal spells and rituals, and there's loads of different sort of spells, and they're nice and simple as well. And she has like a look good, feel great one, and that's sort of like about healthy eating and healing, all sorts of different things. There's like lotions and potions and hearth spells, so like home spells, social, how to get what you want. But it's nice that in this book she does emphasise that that you actually have to put the work in as well, but you don't just say a spell and that's it, you get what you want and stuff. And then there's obviously the spells for like love and things, and for school work and jobs, and then money, and then about helping the world, or like healing spells, and which I think is really nice as well. And she has a bit at the back about the Wheel of the Year. And then she has sort of like an afterword, so just basically just like an ending. And I just thought that that was like a really nice book. It's $6.99 in English money, but this is quite an old book as well. It's probably more like 12 years old or something, so you'd probably be able to get this really cheap, like secondhand on eBay, or brand new. It'll be probably be no more expensive than this. So yeah, that's another book that I definitely recommend. And then my fourth one is another Fiona Horn book, and this one is an adult one, and this one is Witch: A Magical Journey, A Hip Guide to Modern Witchcraft. And this is the book that got Fiona Horn noticed. This is the first book that she wrote, and I've had this one a few years ago, but I read it back when I first discovered the craft, when I was like 12, 13. It was like the only like witchy book we had in our school library. I remember my friend Siobhan found it, and I prefer this one because it's not hardback. The hardback one is absolutely huge. It's really heavy to carry around. So she got out of the library, and I borrowed it, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I think I had pretty much all of Fiona Horn's books, but this one I really like, because it's about her personal journey into the craft. And the only thing I'll say I prefer about this one to like Witching and her other ones is that obviously because it's like her actual journey and stuff, it's more like in depth, and you get more, you learn all about her like personal like experiences, and she actually does the history of witchcraft like properly, and she does all about being sky-clad and how to write your own spells as well, and about crystals, and it's a lot more in depth, but then, and about different goddesses and gods. It's a lot more in depth and like elementals and stuff, but it doesn't overwhelm you, which I find with some pagan and Wiccan books, like I do get overwhelmed. Sometimes they can be too like in depth, and because of the way it's laid out as well, it doesn't feel like you're taking on too much information. And so yeah, so there's just loads of different things. It's all about history and like magical days and spells. So yeah, there's just loads and loads of different things, and it's really really interesting. Look, and I have her other book, 7 Days to a Magical New Year. I've had that probably a long time. Probably not that long after I first discovered this book. And if you probably can't see very well, it's on the camera, but these are different pictures of her. And it's about giving yourself a magical makeover in 7 days. Basically, each day is a different thing that you do. And it's really, really interesting. So if you're interested in that, I would recommend that book as well as this one. And it's all, there's even stuff about psychic attacks and all sorts. About making your own witchy cosmetics and divine dealings, and there's even a bit about sex magic in there, and like obviously Wheel of the Year and stuff, and like I just love this book. I mean, this is definitely one of my favorite, if not my favourite. It is one of my favourites. Probably in the top 2 easily, and it's just a really, really good book. If you feel that like her Witching book is a little bit too young for you, I mean, although like I don't think it is really, but this is just more adult and more in depth, and it is a really good book, and I would definitely recommend it. I mean, it's got the RIP as £12.99 for like UK price. Don't even know what that is. It's like candle or something. Candle wax. But I got this a few years ago. I was searching on eBay and I got it for like £2.99, and it was brand new. So just have a look around. I mean, especially now because it's quite an old book, you'd probably be able to get it for like £5 or £8 or something like that. And it's a really good book. And then my last one, so maybe I lied a little bit in my title because I said top 5 books. This one is not a book. It is a magazine. But it's still a reading instrument, so we're going to say that it goes in the book section. But I've talked about Spirit and Destiny before, and for me, personally, I think this is a really, really good tool to go along with the books and your own research and blah, blah, blah for when you're starting out, or even if you're not starting out, even now. I always go on about this magazine. This is the latest, is the June issue. I just bought it the other day. It's £3.20. I've been an avid Spirit and Destiny reader. I get every issue, and I've collected issues. And in my video with the walkthrough Book of Shadows, you can see it, you know, where I've had like cutouts and stuff that's come from these issues. It's just a really interesting magazine, and obviously it's not just about witchcraft, it's about everything, and there's all about different days. I mean, this one's got the art of dowsing. There's just loads of, there's like people's stories, psychic tarot in this one, the divine sent me a husband, the shaman way. There's just each issue's like different. Walking with angels, how to perform sun rituals, body confidence, like using crystals, and like what a crop circle, chakra balancing. There's just loads and loads of different shape up for summer, like a summer mind and body makeover. There's just so many. Obviously there's a page for each of the horoscopes as well for each month. There's just so many different, how to create a holistic haven. There's just so many different things. It's all about travel, food, everything. And then at the back, which has always been my favourite section, or near the back, is the Practical Magic Witchy section. And then Marie Bruce, she's been a part of this for a few years now, and she has a spell each month in there, and there's just loads of different things, and it's just such, like, it's a really, really good magazine, and I would definitely recommend getting it. Like, either getting a subscription or getting it every month or whatever. I mean, it just gives you like a holistic approach, like, to life and to, like, about loads of different topics. It's just really interesting, and it's nice as well when you want to read, you know, there's times, ow, I had a knot in my hair then. You know, there's times when you want to read something, but you don't want anything too heavy. So it's nice to just, like, have a flick and lay back, and I've even taken this on the beach, and just, it's just such a good magazine, and you can get it everywhere. You can get it in WH Smith's, Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Co-op, everywhere. You can get it pretty much everywhere. So I would definitely 110% recommend this. And so that is my top 5 books for like new Wiccans. So I hope you enjoyed it, and it would be great if you could comment below and let me know if you've had these books or read these books or gonna get these books, or if you have any other sort of like books or sources or whatever that you think would be really good for like new Wiccans or other people to discover. It'd be cool if you could pop them in the comments, because you never know, you might be helping someone else. But thank you very much for watching my video, and I'll see you in my next video. Blessed be.